All right, it's time to take a look at today's newspapers and the stories on the front pages. And joining us to review them is a lecturer of University of Lagos, Dr. Dan Ekere. Good morning to you and compliments of the season.
Good morning. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, compliments to you too. I wish
yes. Okay, so we go to the Punch newspaper, and the major story expectedly is on the scarcity. Fuel scarcity may end in few days, as according to major marketers. And in quote, if, and that's a conditional clause, if NNPC keeps giving us the products like this, the scarcity should end in a few days.
Well, that would be good news. Interestingly, it's the marketers who are saying it now. I tend to believe them more than NNPC because they are the ones we deal with directly. And if they say this is what it's going to be, well, I think it raises more hope. You know, thank God they have equally said that NNPC is supplying them at a, in a manner that they feel comfortable. For them to say if this condition continues, which means that they are enjoying supply. So I expect that they should do more to ensure that this thing ends as quickly as possible, because Nigerians have actually suffered with respect to this fuel scarcity. Those who are traveling have gone through hell as a result of the scarcity of the product. So for the marketers to say it will soon end, let's hope that this soon will be really soon.
But there are conditions there. If this supply
I
continues,
equally expect that NNPC should keep the terms, to continue to...
All right, so we'll go to, let's follow that up with another story. NNPC attacks DAPMA over 26.7 billion naira debt. Now, marketers are saying one thing, but there is now a blame game between NNPC and DAPMA, the depot owner, saying that NNPC has not even supplied them enough fuel in the first place. Well,
I think we should go beyond blame games. Now, what Nigerians are interested in is the availability of the product. Whatever they need to do to settle themselves, they've always done that before now. It's usually it's not a function of the public.
Exactly.
So we don't want to know about that. What we are concerned about is that the product is available. So NNPC, since it's the only one that is importing, should keep importing and do everything possible to ensure that others come into that stream to join the NNPC in importing. If the challenge is out of exchange rate, at least we have excess crude account. There should be a provision such that somehow these marketers will be able to access dollars at a rate that will make the importation of not to be too high, because for them not to be importing fuel tells you that there is something going on. Either that should they import eventually, maybe they are going to run at a loss if they have to sell at the rate. Something has to be done to take care of that. There's no way you can write off subsidy as easily as it is being said. Obviously, there is subsidy going on. Whether it is NNPC paying it, whether it is government, is the same thing.
We've heard it countless times. All right, moving on. Half pay. Osun workers begin strike, shut down secretariat, and even labor officials ensured workers stayed away yesterday.
Wow, at a time like this, we are still having an issue of shortfalls in payment. I think that is sad enough. But so far, this Osun saga has been for quite a while now. I expect that the governor should do something more creative to ensure that this issue is addressed. Are we saying that they don't even have IGR? Can't they show it up? Is it that they lack ideas on how to raise funds within the state? Because I want to believe that Osun State has enough resources to actually take care of their...
But from the report we got from Osun State, the IGR now has shot up from what it used to be because of the different things the governor has been doing to ensure that money is coming. From the records, I wouldn't know the actual number right now, but the IGR has really shot up from what the governor is doing.
That would be good news, but I think it should do more to ensure that it gets to a point
to reflect really on the finances, the purse of the state.
The workers should feel the impact of that IGR that has actually be raised as a result of more creative approach to governance. And it's like the man might mean well. That's one thing we must know about governors, that those in authorities, some of them might actually mean well, but chances are that the kind of steps they took with the kind of expectations they had would have landed them in some kind of conditions that they now appear in the eyes of the public as people who never really meant well.
And then many will wonder and ask that, should the workers be the ones to pay for that?
Certainly not. In fact, there is no reason why a worker should not be paid. There's no reason whatsoever. Each time a worker is not paid, for me, it's as good as you are just inviting a curse to yourself, because the person, you are not doing him a favor. Somebody has worked, and the Bible clearly made that, you know, position that the laborer deserves his wages. So workers should be paid. At no cost should any worker be denied payment.
Okay. I see a very interesting headline here.
Okay, you want to go to your
okay, that's your next. Okay, fine. Yes. Let's go to the Nation newspaper now. NNPC indicts marketers for failure to import fuel. Oil giant to supply 1.2 billion liters in January. Marketers owe PPMC 26 billion naira. And we've talked about that. But another twist to this is on the picture we're seeing on the front page of the Nation newspaper, where some filling stations are being sealed for hoarding fuel and also for selling above the pump price.
Yeah, there are a lot of filling stations that actually, when you look at them, even from the way they are situated and the environment you see there, you know that these ones are not for dispensing of fuel to the public. They are just like, you know, what you can call elements for maybe those sabotage kind of activities. You know, people who just collect these products and take them to where they feel they could get better gains instead of selling them to Nigerians. Because in some cases, this issue of scarcity we are talking about, it's not because the product is not available. Some just want to create unnecessary artificial, you know, scarcity. Then at the end of the day, when people are under pressure, the next thing is that they will be ready to offer something higher. Yes, this is part of the problem. But
holding the system to ransom.
Yes, which is very, very, very bad. But at the same time, too, you see, the NNPC should not create a fertile ground for these people to carry out this nefarious.
Exactly, that's what everyone is saying. Anyway, the DPR has been very proactive in this, and they give out numbers for people to call just in case you find out any filling station. Is the number even connected? Well, some people... Did you try calling the number?
Well, someone tried to.
But I know numbers.
Many Nigerians
were given out, and then for people to call, if you know there is any filling station that has fuel and is hoarding or selling above pump price, let them know.
Well, there is one, but I won't mention it here now. You need to give me that, because it is even with NNPC logo. You see, but when you go to that place to buy fuel, you discover that you don't get value for your money. I do know that with, you know, 1,500 naira, you buy 10 liters. Now, go there and buy that same 10 liters of 1,500. And see the level it will get to.
Exactly. They saw doctors their pumps.
And they sell at 142.
The pump has been adjusted. And there are also cases, I've also heard of cases where you go into the filling station, before you enter the short, you know, fence or the gate, you pay a fee to enter inside. And then when you go
they are now doing film shows.
At the point of sale, they say you have to give something.
Exactly.
And then if you're not lucky, you're buying in jerry cans, then you pay extra.
In some places, you pay 500 naira before you attend.
Okay, we have another headline here. U.S. Tucano fighter jets coming to battle Boko Haram. It's one of the latest stories now. You know, this has been on for some time. The U.S. has given approval to sell fighter jets to Nigeria now. Well,
thank God for that. But you see, we can't continue to be at the mercies of, you know, these so-called power brokers. You know. We need to find ways and manners of addressing some of these things without necessarily overblowing all these issues. I think that the issue of Boko Haram, some level of politicking, even international politicking, is into it, you know, because look at it from the point of view of Dr. Goodluck Jonathan's tenure, where we're made to understand that they couldn't access, you know, arms and the rest. They have to go through the black market pattern. Such that cash was moved from here to South Africa and all the rest. And all, you know, these things we need to really get out of that level.
All right, so we'll move to the Daily Sun. When you see a white text on a black background on the newspaper, you know the story is a sad one. And that was what happened yesterday. Anxiety over Buhari's son undergoes surgery after bike crash in Abuja. He is in stable condition, says presidency, used to the president's son.
Well, like every other human being, accident could happen to anybody. And I think they said he was he was on a bike, or whether he was riding, I don't know, power bike stuff. So anything can happen at any point. And I think that was exactly what happened. But thank God that he didn't die, and that He has undergone surgery and is doing well.
He's been treated in Nigeria.
We wish him well. We wish him well.
All right, so another story. FG inaugurates panel on Libyan slave trade involving Nigerians, and the panel is supposed to go very soon to Libya to get more Nigerians back home.
Oh, I need to get this in clear. What is the responsibility of this panel? To go to Libya and bring Nigerians? Is that what you are setting a panel for? Or a panel that will facilitate, you know, we ensure that Nigerians don't go into?
Yes, we're supposed to collaborate
so it's not,
with the Libyan authorities on how to prevent Nigerians from going.
The challenge is here, really, not in Libya.
Okay.
Because the Libyans did not come here to, you know, to kidnap Nigerians. Nigerians are the ones who are going through Libya. So there must be something pushing them from Nigeria to Libya. And that is the thing we need to address. Let's not just look at the symptoms. Let's look at the root of the matter.
And in fact, in this kind of situation, a lot of Nigerians will say, well, we have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have the Office of the Diaspora. Why don't you charge them with the responsibility of that? Why raise a fresh panel for this?
Yeah, Godfrey Oyema is going to head that
but
team anyway.
I want to believe that panel will actually emanate from the Ministry of External Affairs. So I do not think that you go elsewhere to set up that panel. So they should be members of the ministry itself. So it's as good as saying that, okay, workers in this particular place, gather a few of them, go address this particular. But in any case, what exactly is here? Because it's a full ministry, the Ministry of External Affairs. What do they do really? What is their job? That an event of this kind will need to get a special panel to address. What is their daily schedule? What do they do? Because this is a ministry that has people in thousands. What is their job?
True.
So all over. So I expect that they should ordinarily be doing
because
this without...
If that primary assignment is handled on daily basis,
yes,
you don't need
these are daily...
wait for the
This
president.
is part of their daily responsibility. Because the idea of setting up a panel will equally involve...
Gulf money.
Are you getting it?
All of them are traveling to Libya now.
Are you getting it? So
under the
we should go beyond this level.
All right, quickly, how will you use recovered Abacha loot? Disclosure at last. Nigerians have been asking the question, what are you going to do, or what have you been doing with recovered loot? They say they'll spend this on social protection programs.
Let's even know how much first. We don't know how much has been recovered. I remember there was a point even the FCC never knew how much it has recovered. Let us know how much has been recovered. How to use money should not be a challenge.
Well, right now they're expecting about $321 million in this one of this tranche. But they said about 700 million generally has been repatriated so far, the Abacha loot.
That is just the Abacha loot. Abacha loot is not different from other loot.
Exactly.
I mean, loot is loot. So every recovered fund, there should be a special plan for it, so that Nigerians can actually feel the impact.
And Nigerians are saying, let us try so the loot is not relooted. Let's move to this day newspaper now. U.S. promises to help Nigeria exterminate Boko Haram. We've talked about that. Now, one other interesting headline here said, crude oil price hits May 2015 high at $67 per barrel. Is this good news for Nigeria?
It should be. It should be. More for excess crude account. The excess crude account that a lot of issues are raising. I hope that we'll make the best use of this opportunity.
Okay. All right, that's that.
All right, quickly to the Vanguard newspaper. Most of the stories on the front page we've talked about, so look at another one. Bad weather causes flight delay, cancellation at Abuja Airport. That's down the Vanguard newspaper because of the Harmattan season being hazy.
That is not a problem. These are natural, issues. Weather is a natural thing. We are aware this is something seasonal, so that shouldn't be a problem.
All right. Of course, Liberian election is making its way on the front page of Nigerian newspaper because former footballer is being pitched to be the...
Don't forget that this man ordinarily would have been president before now. But a lot of things took place, and at the end of the day, he was schemed out. Ellen Sirleaf Johnson came on board. Now, the Liberians now want to decide on their own fate. And from all indications, there are indications that this man may likely be their president. As a matter of fact...
Strong indications.
Yes, because you look at, apart from the issue of age brackets, the commitment George Weah has shown to Liberians, both, as a footballer and as more like a statesman, have equally told the Liberians that this is a man who is prepared to die for us. Don't forget that this man has financed his country's team to World Cup, I think twice. Beyond that, he has done
single-handedly.
Yes, from his own funds. I've not found that. I've not heard of that anywhere else. At least we have plenty of footballers of that, almost close to that in Nigeria. I'm not aware of any who has done anything close to that.
True.
You know, and in spite of that, his family was so dehumanized, properties destroyed, and the man is still committed to ensuring that the Liberians had, you know, the best of life. So I think this is just an opportunity for them to actually bring him on board.
He has the opportunity now. So the way he uses it is something we wait to see.
Wait for the official announcement.
The official announcement, exactly. It's all right. That's the news update now, but sorry, the paper review now.